Hi, it's Katy from the Bittersweet Life, the podcast that makes you laugh and cry and seriously consider moving to Italy, or at least quitting your job. If you've ever found yourself loving what we do or listening in on these conversations, now is your chance to prove it. With a little money, just a few bucks a month keeps us telling bittersweet stories instead of bitterly looking for other jobs so that we can pay the bittersweet bills. You can support us now at thebittersweetlife.net/support or find links to donate in the show notes. Hello, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katy Sewell. Every month over at patreon.com/thebittersweetlifepodcast, our monthly supporters get to listen to bonus episodes of this show. Here is a preview of the most recent episode. Hello, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katy Sewell.
I'm Tiffany Parks.
And this is a bonus episode. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Today we're going to get into hairy waters because we're going to talk about things that are a security question for all of our personal information. Banking.
It's technically a hairy question.
It's technically a hairy question, yes. That's true in some cases. Sometimes it's a gilled question. Sometimes it's more of a furry question.
Or a scaled question.
A scaled question. Does anybody know what we're talking about? We're going to talk about first pets. So I was saying it's a security question because one of the number one security questions is, what is the name of your first pet? So in the course of this show, no matter where we go, I am not going to tell you the name of my first pet, which was a goldfish, but you will not know what its name was. Ever.
I think I know what it is. I won't say.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Don't say it. I think I know which one you're thinking of though, and that one comes later.
Okay.
Because I did have a fish named Gil. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, at one time, but no, it wasn't Gil. I'm not going to tell you what it was.
Okay.
So, the reason we were thinking about first pets, we got into a big discussion about this last week because Aurelio, Tiffany's son, who is about to turn 10 years old, would like to have his first pet, which he's hoping for a dog. So, I mean, he's going big on the first pet. I don't know what your approach is to first pets. What was your first pet? Let's talk. I mean, obviously mine was the ultimate starter pet, the fish. But what was your first pet?
I believe, and my mom can correct me on this, but I believe we had our first pet when I was born.
Oh.
I think that she was around before I was around. And it was a miniature white poodle.
Oh.
Very sweet. Very, very sweet. And when I was very little, I want to say like 5, she was killed by another dog.
Oh, wow.
Like a neighborhood dog. Yeah.
Dramatic.
And it was I was sad, but I think I didn't really get it. I was probably sadder than I remember, but I'm sure for my mom, it must have been very traumatic. Probably for my sister as well, who was 3 years old, is 3 years older. So yeah, that was my first pet, and I've never had a dog since. And my mom never had a dog ever again. I mean, maybe she was really, really hurt by it. I don't know, but we've always had cats after that. I grew up with cats.
But did you always have an animal in the house? Was it just sort of a constant?
Probably from the time that I almost said her name.
Don't say it.
Yeah, I won't say it. Probably from the time she died until we got our first cat. Probably there was a couple of years there that we didn't have a pet, but we got the first cat, who's Frisky, very classic cat name.
Yeah.
We got him when I was still quite little. I was probably a couple of years later, and then we always had cats after that, and they overlapped. So we had as many as 3 cats at once, but usually it's 2.
See, we always had. I would say that the vast majority of my childhood, we did not have an animal living in the house, but we did have animals come and go. And the classic dog or the classic cat, let's say, for me felt like something that growing up you had to like work toward, or maybe was never going to happen at all. It was never a given that a dog or a cat would ever move into the home. We had animals that were more temporary and one would say more unusual. Beyond the goldfish, we had a pet rat second. And the rat was part of a school experiment in my sister's class, in her grade, where they had two rats, one of whom was eating junk food and drinking soda all the time, and one who was supposedly, quote unquote, eating healthy. And after the experiment was over, they needed 2 volunteers to take these 2 rats home. And somehow we volunteered and we got the healthy one.
Oh, nice.
Supposedly. And then after that, we had a big white farm duck. If you want to hear more, support the show. For $5 a month or more, you can keep this show in operation and give yourself the gift of added listening. Patreon.com/The Bittersweet Life Podcast. There's a link in the show notes. Thank you so much, and talk soon.